Agency disclosures in South Carolina explained. We value transparency and want to ensure that you fully understand our relationship as we embark on your real estate journey together. This is where the agency disclosure comes into play. In South Carolina, the agency disclosure is a document that outlines the various types of brokerage relationships that can exist during a real estate transaction. These relationships define who the real estate agent represents and owes duties to in the transaction. There are three main types of brokerage relationships. Seller's agent, or listing agent. This agent represents the seller in a real estate transaction and is primarily responsible for negotiating the best terms and price for the seller. If you are considering our firm as your exclusive listing agent, this is the type of relationship we would have. Buyer's agent. This agent represents the buyer in a real estate transaction and is primarily responsible for negotiating the best terms and price for the buyer. If you are seeking our assistance to help you purchase a home, whether resale or new construction, it's a good idea to be represented. Before showing homes, we will make it clear we either work for you or against you. As a subagent to the seller, we would be required to tell the seller everything we know about your ability to close the transaction, including how much you might be willing to pay for the home. However, most buyers prefer that we work for their best interests and not disclose such information. If you agree that your interests should come first, you should hire us as an exclusive buyer agent. As a seller, it is important to understand buyer agency. When an agent shows your home to their client, they work solely for the buyer and not for you. It is not reasonable to expect them to disclose information that may give you an advantage in the transaction. Dual agent. This agent represents both the buyer and the seller in the same transaction. Dual agency must be disclosed and agreed upon by both parties. In this relationship, the agent must balance their duties to both the buyer and the seller. This scenario would arise if the agent showing you the property is the listing agent or if another agent from our agency has listed the property. In such a case, we will be honest and fair in the transaction and will not favor one party over the other. As your real estate agency, we will clearly define our relationship with you and ensure that you understand who we represent in the transaction. We are committed to acting in your best interests and providing you with the highest level of service. If you have any questions about the agency disclosure or any other aspect of your real estate journey, do not hesitate to ask. We are here to help.